We are back with another video. Start professional. No, I'm just kidding.
What? No, bro. Why are you acting like that?
I know, I'm just kidding. I'm going to give a shout out, first of all, to Canadian Blu-ray, your buddy MMA Niak, and GMAC. So, there you go.
And
Check those three people out.
Aiden J. Anderson, shout out to you, too.
Does he still watch our videos? He seems like a little flake lately, so.
I think he's watched every video we ever posted, to be honest.
I'm just bugging him. He's just a pain in their ass. He's stolen all their girlfriends. Like, the guy, I don't know. We're still friends with him, though, so.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about today?
All right, we got a brand new what if for you guys. We're going to do what if Floyd Mayweather Jr. didn't retire undefeated and the repercussions that had with boxing and the way the sport's changed since then.
Okay, so first of all, what if? Well, it depends when he lost. So you got to look into it. I think if he was a star, like he was making that big time money. He went from pretty boy to money around 40, I want to say around that time, around the Marquez time, I think was his last fight where he was pretty boy. I would like to guess that. So as soon as he turned to money and he started making a lot more money, I think they kind of pushed the whole, every pay-per-view was undefeated. That was the whole trend for like his last 10 fights was 10-0. He's undefeated. He's 40-0. He's 41-0. So they used that and that really sold. So I think if he would have lost, his pay-per-view and stock would have went down so much because that's what they were selling it off of.
Yeah, so what you have to remember is a lot of people liked Floyd, and a lot of people watched Floyd to see him win, but a lot more people watch because they want to see that get released.
Yeah. So the thing about it, too, is a lot of people say that Floyd didn't have a chance to lose because he picked people, but he fought a huge amount of competition. Like, he fought the best of the best, and he never really gets credit for that. Like, if you want to name off some people, like Maidana, people don't know who Maidana is, but that guy is one of the best welterweights ever to do it, like, in a lot of people's mind. Like, a great win. Canelo, arguably the pound-for-pound best fighter right now. And what do people say? He beat him at a young age. Miguel Cotto. Shout out to Miguel Cotto. He's one of our favorites. He's an all-time great. Like, he's beaten everyone. So, but that being said, they were selling off of that whole undefeated. He's not going to lose.
The thing about when it comes to Floyd, when it was a close fight, he would give you a rematch. A lot of people think Jose Luis Castillo beat him in the first fight. Did he? I don't know. It was close. I scored it a draw. Guess what? They have a rematch right away. Didn't make him wait. 8 months later, they have a rematch. Floyd wins unanimous, easy win. Makes it look easy. Yeah. Just like you said, Maidana. A lot of people think Maidana won the first fight. It was a close fight. I edged it for Floyd. Guess what? Doesn't make him wait. 6 months or so later, they have a rematch. Floyd makes it look easy. Like, you can hate on.
Wait. Connor winning the whole fight. He's talking about a rematch with him now. So I'm kidding. People don't take that serious.
What happened was Floyd, when he went from pretty boy to money, he started doing his own promotional banner, and like you said, he kept pushing that O down people's throats, and it sold his pay-per-views that much more because he was this flamboyant prick that you either loved, you hated, but more people hated than loved. And he threw his money in your face, and he kind of like made you think like this guy is like not the same kid he used to be. He grew up in Grand Rapids, just like a humble kid. He's not that kid anymore. And it just turned people against him, and it made promoters be like, oh, we have to promote a fighter to be undefeated and protect the record.
Yeah.
But that being said, Floyd didn't protect his record. He might have fought people at more opportunistic times than he could have, but he still fought them. Let me go over some of the names that he's fought. Jose Luis Castillo, DeMarcus Corley, Arturo Gatti, Zab Judah, Carlos Baldomir, Oscar De La Hoya, Ricky Hatton, Juan Manuel Marquez, Shane Mosley, Victor Ortiz, Miguel Cotto, Robert Guerrero, Canelo Alvarez, Marcos Maidana, Manny Pacquiao. What?
But there's always an excuse, too, for his wins and stuff. Like, they're always like, Manny was old. Well, guess what? Manny won a belt and beat an undefeated fighter after that, so how wasn't he in his prime? You know what I mean? Like, he beat Keith Thurman way after that fight. So, I don't think it's an excuse. People just seem to always hate on Mayweather, and that's just because they want to see him lose. But he's like, okay, I'm going to take all this money.
So 2 points there. People say Pacquiao was out of his prime. Absolutely agree with you. He might not have been the Pacquiao he was 5 years before, but neither was Floyd. We have to remember Floyd's 2.5 years older than Pacquiao. People forget that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it all comes down to that whole undefeated thing. If he lost once, I think he would have still been a draw. He just would have been pulling in like 500,000 pay-per-views per fight. He would have done like Roy Jones Jr. numbers after around that. He was still a draw just because of the way he carried himself, I guess. But he'd still be rich. He's a smart businessman, but I don't think he would be pulling in like the 4.4s like he did with McGregor and Pacquiao. We wouldn't have even got a McGregor fight.
Right. So, but the repercussions of the promoters is if Floyd was 49-1, let's say he wasn't 50, no, let's say he's 49-1. The game would be so different today because you'd have fighters that would be willing to step up in competition earlier. Promoters would be willing to risk their fighters earlier. They'd be willing to do cross promotion because we don't see cross promotion fights because of Floyd Mayweather. There's a huge part to do with it. Because let's say, for example, Tyson Fury was promoted by Top Rank. Deontay Wilder is promoted by Fox and PBC. So once one of those guys lose and they lose their belts, they lose all of the power in the division because now the other promoter is the A side because they have the power, they have the champion, they have the fans behind them. Why does it matter? Like win or lose, we just want to see the best fight the best. I was a Deontay Wilder fan up until he started making excuses. I didn't care that he lost. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I was never a Wilder fan, but I was never really a Fury. I'm a Fury fan, but I'm not like I'm a Joshua fan, and I never stopped being a Joshua fan after he lost. So
exactly. Guys can come back from defeat. Anthony Joshua is a perfect example of that. Not only did he lose, he got knocked out by a guy who should never even been in the ring with him that night.
Absolutely, and he came back and he played smart and he won the belt like a champion, kind of like Roy Jones Jr. He lost. He was losing that fight badly. You had an interview with the guy. Who was it? I'm having a brain fart.
Glenn Johnson.
And he came back and destroyed him in the second fight. So
no.
From losses.
He never fought Glenn Johnson again. He fought him once.
Who was the disqualification?
That was Montel Griffin.
Sorry, I'm thinking of Montel Griffin.
Yes.
And he was losing that first fight.
It was close. A lot of people think Montel was winning. A lot of people think Roy was winning. It was tough fight to score.
So some people come back from losses. I think Floyd would have came back from a loss.
100%. He is a champion. Like, yeah, he's a brash, money-hungry dickhead, but we've seen the heart of it when he came back against Maidana, when he got hit with ridiculous right hands by Shane Mosley. He bounced back. He took those shots. When he got dropped by Zab Judah, and yes, you can look at his resume and it says he never got dropped, but watch that Zab Judah fight again. He got dropped by Zab Judah. He came back and he dominated the second half of the fight. Roy Jones Jr. is a thoroughbred fighter. That man is a killer.
Absolutely, I agree.
I mean, Floyd Mayweather, not Roy Jones Jr. Floyd Mayweather is a killer.
So I think what it came down to, he wouldn't be carrying himself he carries himself a little bit more confident because he was undefeated. They used it to sell because he was undefeated, and he wouldn't have been pulling in the numbers, but he still would have been pulling decent numbers because he was a sellable personality.
Mm-hmm. If fighters want to mimic what Floyd did and be like, oh, I want to be undefeated like Floyd, that's fine and dandy, but you got to fight Hall of Famers like Floyd did. You got to win 5 championships in 5 different divisions like Floyd did.
They can't do that in MMA. They can't do that in boxing. They can.
I'm talking about boxers. But even MMA fighters, if you want to follow the Floyd Mayweather blueprint and be you want to be undefeated like Khabib and John Jones, you got to move up a weight class. You got to at least have 2 belts.
Matt Hamill has something to say about that.
Yeah, that doesn't count. He got his ass kicked so badly. That they had to give him a loss.
Oh, God. But I agree with what you're saying. But I think they're starting to sell the Khabib fights as undefeated now, like the Mayweather. They're trying to use that as a promotion. They did it with Ronda. They kind of stole that from Floyd, and that's where he got back in the day. They were using undefeated. So it just hasn't seemed to last as long in MMA compared to Floyd in boxing, and it hasn't really lasted anyone for boxing really either.
If you fight real fighters, the chances of you being undefeated are very slim. You have one in boxing, one. Floyd Mayweather. That's it. Joe, there's guys in the past like Joe Calzaghe, Rocky Marciano. Yeah, they were undefeated, but they didn't fight the caliber of opposition that Floyd did. And in mixed martial arts, we have two. We have Khabib and we have John Jones. And Izzy right now is also undefeated, but he's on the come up still. He's had one title defense, right? Yeah. So
against maybe one Hall of Famer.
So let's give him time. I'm not going to bring him into that conversation. But Khabib and John Jones and Floyd Mayweather are up here. Everybody else is down here.
I would say John Jones. I don't think Khabib's there yet. He's only beaten probably 2 Hall of Famers. Khabib's resume is pretty padded, where Floyd put a lot more. He put a lot of work in that people don't realize in his resume. Khabib has Conor and Dustin Poirier. I think those are his biggest wins for those are both Hall of Famers in my mind. But he still even has a lot of work to do.
Yeah, that's
hard
true.
to compare yourself to Floyd's record.
For sure. You're right. Yeah, okay. Floyd and John Jones are here. Yeah. Khabib's here. Everybody else is below them.
Yeah, absolutely. So we both agree on the same things?
Yeah, I think in conclusion, Floyd Mayweather did damage to the sport because he was so dominant and he demanded so much money that it makes promoters afraid to risk their properties or their fighters. And fighters want to mimic that Floyd brashness and that Floyd resume, but they don't actually want to compete against the level of opposition Floyd was willing to step in the ring with.
Absolutely. I agree with you totally.
It is what it is.
And enjoy the fights this weekend.
Hey, who you got in the main event?
Usman.
Yeah, I think Usman will snooze us, though. It'll be a 5-round sleep fest. But, yeah, I think he wins.
Check out our predictions. We did those. And you also want to give a shout-out to the Black Rose?
Shout out to Serena McCoy, the Black Rose. She fights on Saturday night as well. I'm going to be trying to stream that if I can find it. I think it's on Facebook Pixel or something. I'll post the link on Instagram. Get that W, and we'll have you back on the show hopefully after you get this win.
Absolutely. She was a pleasure to have. So, awesome. Thanks, guys.